Let's say the White House UFC show happens next year. Who is paying the hosting fee? I'm going to guess it's the government. Are USA taxpayers facing the bill, or is Trump doing a UFC a solid to sports wash his fascist regime? This is the part that just blows my mind about this. Again, let's see what they say. Maybe the UFC decides to incur the cost as a thank you to, the country or something, right? Like, we're not going to charge taxpayers for this, but that doesn't sound like the UFC that I know, right? These are people that are intensely, as a TKO in particular, they are intensely focused on squeezing every dime that they can through their government contracting that they do. That means it's going to come from the taxpayers. Boys and girls, I don't expect everyone to understand what I'm about to say, but please listen to me very fucking carefully. I know several people personally, friends, not just acquaintances, friends, one of whom served 2 tours in Iraq, that lost their jobs in either the Doge purges or other federal job purges here. And under the auspices of the argument that their jobs were waste, right? Waste, fraud, and abuse. Can't be fraud, not abuse, but waste. That is why they lost their jobs. These were people who served this country honorably. These are people that are husbands and fathers. I don't know any women that lost their jobs like that, but I'm sure there are many. I'm just telling you the ones that I know. And then I'm supposed to believe that paying money under the assumption that that's what's going to happen to a cage fighting promotion, which, by the way, like, yes, there is, if you look at the White House campus, it's essentially 18 acres. There is space to do it. There actually isn't a physical space, but that is a logistical, very difficult thing, because yeah, you can block off East Street, but then Constitution is right there. You're gonna be able to see it. Like, it's very, very weird how that's going to have to happen, and who gets on the grounds, and then you're going to let in 20,000 people. Like, that is a monster logistical undertaking that is not going to be cheap to do at all. I'm supposed to believe that thing, which, we can all say, oh, there could be good fights, it's good for MMA. There's no relationship to July 4th, and that is a worthwhile taxpayer expense, while people who serve this country honorably, who lost their jobs in bullshit ideological purges, get told their jobs are waste. I'm not going to forget that. I'm not going to forget that. That's bullshit. And you all know it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So if the UFC is footing the bill, different story. Completely different story. But that doesn't sound like the TKO that you and I know now, does it? Man, I got to tell you guys, I don't give a fuck about talking about Jon Jones. With Jones coming back into testing, who cares? Do you think the UFC will bend the knee and give him Alex Pereira at light heavyweight, or will they feed him to Tom after he defends? Guys, I don't give a fuck. I want to be as clear as I possibly can. I don't give a shit if we never speak his name ever again. The guy had every opportunity to do something relevant for his career, relevant for the sport, relevant for the organization, relevant for the division, relevant for his title reign, and assiduously avoided every part of it for not just a little while, for years. For years. Who gives a shit about Jon Jones? I'm not doing a bit. I'm not trying to exaggerate. Oh, look, you're pretty mean to him. Now, who enjoyed what the fuck he just delivered to all of us? Who had a good time? John pretended he had a good time, and I mentioned this on Submission Radio. Meanwhile, like, we all know the truth. Like, the arrest record of this guy just kind of tells you that internally he's being eaten alive by his demons. But even if you don't want to count that, and like the phony face he puts on, like, I'm having a great time. Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy that? Do you feel fulfilled? Did he leave you with indelible moments of history in your fandom? Everyone had a moment of relief upon his exit. Everyone had trying to get the sour taste out of their mouth upon his exit. He's irrelevant. And this, like, all of a sudden, here's what happened. Here's what happened. He had this incredibly ignoble retirement where it just all of a sudden falls apart on one day. And then in Baku, Azerbaijan, Dana White's like, yeah, he's done. This guy's a champion now. And the collective response out of the sport was, finally, we're rid of this zero. Thank you, Jesus. That was the collective response. And I think he thought upon his retirement, he'd be received as some kind of hero. And then he looked around and was like, oh, right. That's not what happened. Also, I think he's just a naked opportunist. He probably didn't even want the title anymore. He wanted it for money. But now that it's gone, he's like pretending he's got like all these options now and he's more interested and he wants to compete on the White House lawn. By the way, like to me, the funniest shit on earth is they do this like, oh, we're going to go to the White House. And like, it was a bat signal to like the most odious people in the sport. Like, I want to be there. Like, what does that tell you? But okay, putting that aside, you got to be out of your mind to want this fucking guy back. He's just going to do bullshit. Like, what do you think he's going to do if he comes back? More bullshit games. The same shit he's been doing. Now, maybe not with the same amount of layoffs or whatever, but like, you know, he's going to cherry pick his way through. He's going to troll and annoy his way through. Who is asking for more of this? Guys, turn the page on this fucking guy. Please, I'm begging you. And I see all these like aggregating accounts like picking up every little snippet of what comes out on Instagram. Like, oh, Jon Jones went through the drive-thru of Hardee's. I don't care. Oh, Jon Jones says he's back in the gym. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And nor should you. He made his bed. Let him sleep in it. We don't need him. He's not relevant. He's not interesting. Pretty sure he's not even good anymore. And he doesn't have any inclination whatsoever to do anything interesting in the sport relative to consumer interests. Unless you just want to see bullshit ass fights, you know, so he can dodge Tom Aspinall, unless Aspinall loses, in which case then I guess, you know, it's a different conversation. He'll probably come, oh, Tom lost, here I come, you know. But that's what he would wait for. I don't want, who wants this shit? Who wants more of the fucking headache and trolling and disappointment and, you know, just misery? Dude, his retirement campaign, whatever you want to call that last chapter, the effect it had was to demoralize the fan base. And now he thinks he can come out there and be like, I'm back in the gym. Bye. You're not wanted. You're not interesting. You're not good. No one gives a fuck. There was a gigantic window upon which he was given to do something, and he could not walk through it. Move on. All of you, I'm begging, please, 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 let this be the last time that seriously, I'm not doing a bit. If today, July 10th, 2025 is the last time that we ever speak his name on this live chat, or frankly, ever on this channel again, other than, hey, let's rank all-time best light heavyweights or some bullshit like that. But like talking about fights to be made or what's happening in the sport, let today be the very last time we ever talk about him. He made the choice to be a troll and irrelevant. Allow him to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Please.